Okay, so in today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to add an audio player into our app. Now, the audio player could come in the form of a simple player like this one that you see here, a more advanced waveform player like the one you see here, or even a more visual player like the one you see on your screen right here. So you're likely here because you're building some type of audio component into your Bubble application. So for instance, you might need an audio player because you're building a music app or an application where users will need to listen to podcasts or lectures. Or perhaps you're building a language learning app or a mobile voice messaging app. And in all of these examples, you'll need to have a built-in audio player. And so that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So let's jump in. So first of all, I just want to show you what we're working towards today. So this is an audio visualization plugin that we built here at Nebulum for some of the applications that we build in-house. So for us, it was essential that we give both ourselves as well as our users full control over the design of the player. Now on this demo page, we've simply added the audio player into these groups here, and we've put the controls below the progress bar, but these are just examples. The fact is that these audio players can be styled however you want. You have full control over all of this in terms of colors, the placement of the play, pause, stop icons, and so on. So for example, here we have the icons below the player, but they could just as easily have been placed over to the left, over to the right, or even above the player. There are really no limits here in terms of design. Also, I've tried to show you both light and dark mode examples here, but you could really color the player in any color combination that you can dream up. It's also important to point out that this player works perfectly on both web and mobile devices, and on mobile, the things that you'd need to normally click or hover to make an impact on are controlled by touch on mobile devices. Another thing I want to draw your attention to here are the states over to the right. Now, these states allow you to do things like track the current progress of an audio track, check if the track is currently playing or not, and these states even allow you to do things like check the track length before you even start playing a track. And we've also created a wide range of actions, which we've tried to gear towards both music use cases as well as more educational or informational use cases like podcasts, for example. So we've built in the most basic actions, obviously like play, pause, and stop, but we've also built in skip ahead and skip back, which allows you to skip ahead or back a certain number of seconds, which will be set by you, of course. And for people that are creating podcasts or educational content, we've also built in an action which allows you to seek to a certain timestamp in your track. Now, this will be particularly important for those of you who want users to be able to skip ahead to a certain chapter or section within your content. Okay, so let's get this plugin installed. So simply go over to plugins and then search for Nebulum Audio Player in Waveform. Now this is a premium plugin, but it's a very small price to pay for this level of audio control. It's a plugin that we've put an enormous number of hours into developing, and we continue to improve this audio plugin every month. Okay, so once the plugin is installed, simply look for the element called Audio Visualizer, or if you're looking for this audio visualizer here, then search for the Audio Visualizer blob. But for now, let's just stick with the basic visualizer. Okay, so once the visualizer is added to the page, we need to tell the player where to fetch the audio file from. Now, this player can accept many different audio file formats, but the two most common file types that you'll likely see here will be MP3 files or WAV file formats. Now, you can either upload your audio file directly to the plugin, or do a dynamic search and pull the audio file from a third-party API or even from your database. Now, once the file is loaded into the plugin, you'll need to select if you want the waveform or simple player to show up in your front end. Now, the waveform player looks something like this in the front end, and the simple player looks like this. Now, next up, we have the controls for when you've selected the simple player. Now, these two properties here allow you to determine the radius, which is simply the roundness of the corners, as well as the height of the player in pixels. Now, keep in mind that these parameters have no impact on the audio player if you selected waveform from the dropdown above. Now, next we have color settings. Now, we can set the unplayed color and the played color here. The settings below only impact the player if you've selected waveform as your player type. You can set the cursor color here, for example, as well as change the bar width, as well as the bar radius of the audio player, the waveform audio player. Now, these are the main settings that you're going to need to set up within the player itself. Now, to actually play a track, what we're going to do here is we've simply added a play and pause icon to the page, and the play icon is simply hidden and collapsed while the track is playing. So if we were to click on the play icon here, you'll see that we're playing the audio visualizer by searching for the play an audio visualizer action. Now, through this same approach, you'll notice that you can either stop or pause the player as well. If you were to search for seek, you could also set your desired position in seconds, or you could search for skip forward or skip backward, and you could set the amount that you want to program your skip buttons to skip ahead or back in seconds as well. So that should get you started with our advanced audio player and visualization plugin here. Now, if you want to see how we've done anything on this demo page, simply click on this link here that says Open in Editor, and then you can browse through our design and workflows. You can also click on the input fields over to the right here to see how we're drilling into the various audio player state values like track length, for example. Now, if you're interested in picking up this plugin, I've linked to the plugin page below this video. You could also just go over to Nebulum and then click on the Accelerate link in the drop down of our top navigation bar here to browse through our entire portfolio of Bubble plugins. Or if you're trying to build an audio app, but you're not so much a do-it-yourselfer and you'd like to outsource the development of your idea, then simply head over to Nebulum and reach out to us by clicking on Contact in the top navigation bar. We'd be more than happy to talk with you about whatever you're trying to build, even if you're just pressure testing an idea. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you found this valuable. Take care.